Can you taste that beat?
Stick to the roof of your jamming mind. Don't let it stop, don't let it stop. It's peanut butter Phlox'em time.
Spread it thick, don't let it flop. We're spreading on,
Oh yeah,
we're spreading on. Keep it creamy now. We're spreading on,
oh yeah.
we're spreading on. Keep it creamy now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Phlox'em. We are on our last leg of the Keyforge League round robin division, and Zoc said the winner of this match wins our division. I'm trying to do the math here. I think, let's see, there's been so many 3-1s. Wonder if it's this one, the fact that I got the 2 keys there. So as long as whoever wins this has positive key differential, let's see. If I get 6 and don't get any keys on the last one, that puts me to 19. And he would have to get 3 on the game he wins and then 2 on the other 2. So yeah, I guess there's a good chance that one of us wins, but it is possible that one of us does not win. Been looking at their decks, and this is actually a really tricky one to ban on. Has 3 different Amber Skies that are all doing some really interesting stuff. They're all fairly decent. I think this one is a little bit of a ban bait. Like, it's got the shards, which is scary, but I do have artifact control in a couple decks. The creature control on it is not as good. It's going crazy fast, so there's still a chance this is my second ban, depending on what he does for his bans and stuff. But I just keep coming back to creature control on this one, sort of the stickiness of this board, the burst potential in this Untamed, like I think this is the way to go for the first ban. This AOA one is also kind of scary with the Glimmer, Nature's Call, Double Grasping Vines. I'm not super artifact dependent though, which I'm actually really glad about because I feel like in regular NKFL, I've kind of really hamstrung myself with that sometimes. So these last two I'm not super worried about. Again, low creature control, so I think as long as I can have a good control the board game plan, I'll be okay. This is the other scary Ember Skies one. Honestly, I wonder if I should ban that one instead of this one, if this one gets saved, because this one, like, it's scary, but I feel like I have stuff to deal with it. But I think we are going to start with Saffron Gland here. Okay, and they banned Mayseller, which makes sense. It's been the way this is going. So I think kind of like we've been doing, we're going to save Oppenheimer here and see if my ban throws him off a little bit. Just lots of burst potential in a lot of these decks, and so I just really want to make sure I have that Team TP, Miasma stuff. This one is a little bit scary with that, but if you just keep going to 6, this deck is not doing much else. Like it'll run out of ways to force the Team TP real fast. Okay, so they saved Koyangnan, which is fair. Again, I can see it being a good deck. I think, man. It does have a lot of creature control. This one does too, but this one just feels like it could get really awkward draws. There's a lot of creatures and stuff in this. There's a lot of creature control though. Crepuscular I don't think is doing a ton, but the 3 energy vampirisms is annoying. The only thing that's scary about this one is the like 4 Geistoid pips. Make for some interesting stuff, but honestly, I think it's gonna be this one. I'm not gonna try and pronounce it. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Okay, and ban Blondark. So fairly par for the course for what our bans have looked like so far this season. Except for game 1, we did get to play, or match 1, we did get to play Mayseller, but people might have watched that and never again. Okay, so now we're up against some fast stuff, some interesting stuff. I could see them going with this one just to kind of... Let's see, what do we have for artifact control left? Oppenheimer doesn't. This one does. This one does. So we probably want to save 1 artifact control. Do I just start with Oppenheimer here? What are they doing on creature control? Oppenheimer into this could actually feel okay. Except for the Glimmerlock could get really annoying. Oppenheimer into this. It's not great because of the shards. Let's go Oppenheimer first. I think that's... Ooh, going Scribe. Really interesting. Okay, I think this should be a great matchup for us. TKL. Scribe. Document. This was the least scary looking one, so maybe there's something I don't know. But against Oppenheimer, we'll just see. I should have changed my background to something lighter. Otherwise my face is still just so dark on here. So what are we looking at? We've got Sure, Exhume for the Brand. We've got the Unlocked Gateway, but not too much else for creature control. Bouncing Death Quark, Lights Out is a little bit annoying. There's no artifact control in this one. We are going second. I don't think this is the hand we want to start. This doesn't look a ton better. Got some options here, though. Finance for an Amber, plays an Archimedes. And a Streak. Okay, not bad. I think we just play out the Mars here. Maybe we do the Sanctum, actually. And get rid of the Archimedes. What's up, Quick Draw? Thanks. I'm not sure about how this banning went, so we'll see. Zoc said it was for all the marbles, but I think as long as one of us has a positive key differential, then I think it is for all the marbles, but it is possible for it to not go that way, so. Okay, there's a Brand, there's a Ronnie, so the Brand we can actually just kill for free here. Smite's gone, but I think we just build our Sanctum board. And we're happy just killing off some of this stuff, I think. We only really need to kill the Umbra here, so we'll go ahead and reap that Bordan on the right. And just kind of start pressing board. We have this Carpet Phlox'em, but it's probably just not going to do anything at this point. We might give up this first key, but we could stop it with Bordan. I don't know if it's really worth doing that here, though. Finding Irons is unfortunate. Let's throw this guy on the left and this guy on the right. Finding Irons with the Streak, though, is a problem. We're going to need to deal with that pretty quick here. But I think he's priced into playing his Gateway pretty soon, especially with all this. If he just gains a bunch of Amber, we're set up so well for a Mars Needs Amber. But it's also been several turns of Dis, so would not be shocked. He does not have that. We need to start getting some value out of this Sanctum, though. Which means we might not be able to actually take advantage of the damage here, sadly. Okay, Sucker Punch on the Knight is sad. Mars doesn't really get us there. Not much purpose in playing the Albaid. We do the Mars here. No, we're still not drawing because of that. No more shadows either, man. But Bouncing Death Quark is gone, so their only real good creature control now is going to be that Gateway. And they don't have a Scaling Amber control in this one. So that means once we kind of kill this stuff, we are home free to just keep racing. This Sanctum's looking pretty good too. Gonna build up some Mars now. This is unfortunate, but not a whole lot we can do about it. Just hope he procs it early. He might just exhume like Brand or something. Goes into a dis turn. His Anguish. Okay, I think we're totally fine with that. So we'll go Sanctum. What do we want to fight here? Him having the Sucker Punch to just be able to kill this all the time is really unfortunate, but that's just the way it's gonna go. We don't really need a capture here, so I think we can just reap. Have to start getting bigger hands here. If he wants to go back into Sanctum, we're gonna make him not have much else he can do on that, or into this. Not much else he can do on that turn. Okay, shut our last chain there. Does go back into dis, so this could just be a gateway, which would make me really sad. Or just gonna, yeah. But we do have the Ronnie follow-up, which doesn't feel terrible, except that we don't have much after that. We really need to find our our value cards of this deck. Yeah, the chains and the streak were really bad for us. Okay, there's lab work, so he is going to get this key, unfortunately, and we can't protect this either, so maybe we just go into shadows, especially if he plays creatures. Yeah, I think we just lights out here. Try to start racing. Archive a card here too. I got more archives. Where did all this archives come from? Oh, he didn't pull his archives to get the Archimedes. He just drew the other one. Man. I think we let the Novu live, actually, or stay. Finally finding some of our Mars, though. Man. No Mars first is brutal. Okay, so here's the exhume for either Brend or Ronnie. Neither one stops the key, though, thankfully. Yeah, so it's going to be a big burst from them, but... Ooh, does not have to use the special delivery for it. So a very good choice that we got rid of the... Oh, come on, and the charrette. Jeez. Huh. Just not going well. Not having answers to those chains was just brutal. And finding the sucker punch too. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we have to go Mars here. Guess we just make him choose. So the logo's here. Oh, gonna archive the brand. I think that's okay. We have a stopped key in Mars, even if they kill this, unless they go crazy here. But this should be just playing out a bunch of creatures, deciding if he wants a special delivery or not. If he does special delivery, that makes it a lot harder to kill the Brand. Okay, does fight there. That's great. Archimedes comes down. There's the director. Okay, I mean, that could have been a lot worse. So we have to go Mars here, which I think is fine. So how do we want to play this? Do we scoop up the Archimedes instead of the Charette? I guess we could scoop up two things, because this is elusive. Maybe that's the call. Okay, so we go Mars. We do not take the archives. We Mother Gun first. I guess we could archive twice with the Proliferator, but I don't know that what we archive is really got a good shot of coming back. I really want to pick up the Charette. I guess if we're picking it up, we don't really care about the Archimedes because it's covered on both sides. And then we just kill the Novu. I think that's fine. Stun the Scullion. I guess we don't get the elusive fight if we do that, though. So this would die. Unless we throw this into it. We can just throw this into it. Okay. We just purge our protect. Oh no, we have other stuff in archives here. We'll purge the Eye of Judgment to stun Scullion. We'll reap here to archive. Safer at this point. Honestly, probably Resonator. And then we'll Mars first. Here. Okay, now we got the Miasma TMTP, so. Might have dug ourselves out of this one. But this is where, again, like, that key differential matters. Since he's already at 2 keys, even if we do win this one, we're a lot closer to not having an answer. Or not actually getting a better key differential than Hobo, who's in first right now. So, but we still got 2 games. We still got to finish this game. Nothing's over yet. The take hostages with the combat pheromones feels pretty good because we can fight with both of our Mars if we want to just take a Mars or a Sanctum turn next turn. That's probably not what we're gonna do. We probably just play Outer Shadows, still use the combat pheromones. Hold on to TMTP. Not using the special delivery on the Glixel Proliferator was a tough call. I think I understand why he was holding it, but why? Let's see. Why are there 2 cards in his archives? Oh, he archived something from the top from the director. I was like, should only be 1. Okay, get a Shadow's turn here. Ronnie is already gone, so this should just be... It could just be a swindle. I don't think I care too much if it is a swindle. Sucker Punch. So there's a little bit of my Amber Generation gone. That's unfortunate, losing that. Discards the swindle. Okay. So... I think we just play out everything here, right? Just flip the deck, so there's no Exhume stuff. We have one of the Charrettes. Charrette Schuler. Let's see. So we go to 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I don't think they're stopping that. There's no miasma. That should be enough, right? So there's this. There's Streak. There's a Schuler for a steal. Whew. That was brutal. Those 4-card hands were... really scary. All right, let me record this quick. Fortunately, that was one of the decks I was least scared of. And it was still so close. So we might be in a lot of trouble. Do you still have 2 of our... I feel like there's a good chance he goes this one here. If that's the case, it's really tough. I think we go Hildegard just because we have the stealth modes to try and get around some of the steely stuff. And then I don't know about this one. just don't know if Sergeant, unless this is a possibility, I don't know if Sergeant has a good play here. Actually, does Sergeant do okay into this one? Doesn't have artifact control is kind of the problem. This is going to be stealing a lot, but we just build such a big board. Do we roll the dice here and go for Sergeant? How much does Orion actually hurt this one? Still have to play around red line and all this amber generation. I think Hildegard is probably the right call, just because of the stealth modes. They've not picked yet. Haven't picked yet. I think I don't know. I would say I learned lessons for my Hexad for next time, except we'll probably never have the same set again. Oh, he goes for the AG. Darn it, I should have played Sergeant. Oh well, this might still go okay. So interesting seeing what he thinks is his best versus what I think is his best. This one, Sergeant, would have been nice just because of the low creature control. But this might still be okay. Gosh. These Nature's Calls like to come in pairs, apparently. But I don't think this is the hand for him at all. Some interesting stuff there, but we're gonna pop over to some of that same creature protection, since we talked about that, or since y'all talked about that in sloppy lab work. It's actually a really cool creature protection card. I think we go back into Star Alliance here. Oh. Yeah. Totally fine. Ooh, the ward could be huge in this matchup if we can land that. Okay, getting some draws. Still not playing a lot of creatures here, so... I think I'm okay playing the Untamed out. We don't have the Nature's Call yet. But I kind of want to just get this stuff out of my hand. There's an argument for warding and then just fighting this. Seems kind of slow. This deck is going to be going fast. I guess it doesn't have the ward yet, though. I kind of want to get him to go wide with Harmonia. Let's see. I take... Yeah, so I fight first here. Then we can heal and ward. Okay, so here's the problem now. So as long as they play a few creatures, damage pips make those not very useful. Okay, so we lose some amber. It's actually kind of cool. We get to heal him. Except it just puts this in a bad place, but we get to heal him and then kill this with Cauldron Boil. Not stopping the key here, though, is kind of an issue. But I think we're okay. We just need to start bursting. Now they kind of need to kill some of this stuff to get rid of my amber generation. Here's some of our amber control. Okay, so here comes the Geistoid. This is the stuff that could get really nasty really quick. But if he can't kill this, we should have actually a pretty decent Star Alliance turn since we can start house cheating. Discard to Reants. Portal Guardian's fine. Haunting Deck doesn't do anything. Ooh, in here somewhere does, though. You get the Connect Dome. I'm actually fine with this in here somewhere. This is not Haunting Deck and Erasure Glass. Yeah, not the craziest stuff. That doesn't have a house enhancement on it, does it? How'd they kill that? Oh, there's a damage pip there. Dang it. That's unfortunate. This deck is generating a lot of amber. And I'm not finding my creature control, which means I probably just need to start or keep playing creatures. And the Star Alliance looks really good, though. I'm not getting to check is the problem. So I can't kill this either. We're going to put these on the flanks, keep Fuzzy on the flank. I don't think there's another Connect Dome. We're just going to shuffle him back in, I think. And we got a 2/2/2. Fantastic. Creeping Oblivion is pretty nice, though. Hopefully we can purge this before they find their other in here somewhere. Some logo stuff. I think we're alright with that. Ward on Dreadstar. Yeah, takes out Ingram. This is what we gotta be scared of. This thing is nasty with that pip on it. Did not want to go Untamed here, but I might need to. I still don't think it's a terrible Untamed turn, though, actually. Because we actually get to kill several things. I don't think we can wait. So we'll go ahead and do this, and just put damage on the Doppelganger. Might gain one. I think we just gotta kill the Dreadstar at this point. Okay. Let's go Geistoid. He got through his deck so fast. Kind of crazy, actually. Reaps. Thought Catcher. Okay, goalkeeping here is, I think we're okay with. He's gonna kill off the Rock Grubs. There's a second in here somewhere for goalkeeping, and in here somewhere probably. Arm Fuller, yeah. We're just not going to have enough amber control to close this out. They're going to get so much. Goalkeeping pips are crazy. Man, this is unfortunate. Not sure if there's much I could have done. They definitely seem to have more creature control than the stats made it look like. And this just does not feel like a good turn. I'm just not even getting to check here. I mean, Untamed is a huge burst, but I don't know if it really gets us anything. We're not really going to be able to do it another time. Yeah, I think we're just dead in the water here. This is way too much amber. I can purge those, but it doesn't really matter. Not even getting to check. Yeah. No chance for EE value. Woof. So no key here is even worse scenario with that key diff. Yeah, I did notice the pips in this deck. Just felt the Brobnar would be a little bit more clunky. Like, they've seen almost no Brobnar, right? 5 cards so far. Only 4 left in deck, so their whole hand almost has to be Brobnar. But, I mean, also almost no Geistoid. I guess all their Geistoids on the board. Yeah. Woof. I wonder if we should have kept that initial hand. I mean, this is just for fun, right? Go ahead and get back the Harmonia for some... That was brutal. Even felt like we had a decent start with this. He found some of his creature control early, right? The Connect Dome slowed us down, and then the damage pips just gave him just enough to kill this guy with before we got the Light of the Archons on him. But I think this is not the matchup we wanted anyways. This is too much Amber generation for our deck. But not good. Not what we wanted. That makes round 3 really tough. Can we out-tax this one? Snecklifter and Grasping Vines don't technically deal with... yeah, I definitely underestimated this deck. It is blazing, but it's also like even just seeing the enhancement on DOK is not the same as seeing it on the card. Like when you see this actual card, you're just like, oh yeah, that thing is crazy. Especially with like 2 in here somewheres and stuff, so. Really don't love our options for the end of this though. "14 creatures, 18 creatures. I just don't know how this one gets past the Amber Control in those other decks. I think it's gotta be Sergeant. Forces some weird plays from them to deal with the board. It's like, I guess you have the red skies in this one. Not feeling good. Miasma, TMTP, Ronnie, Snecklifter. Double Grasping Vines in this is so brutal for both of these decks too. Maybe I did bring too many artifact dependent decks. These two both are actually kind of on that scale. This one's got Cauterize. Vendors I'm not as worried about. Cauterize is kind of a problem. Can this one just out? No, these are not decks you really out. This is a deck you maybe do outrace. I can just get to 6 fast. Now these double trade secrets are awful. Maybe the Molten will do work. Snag's Mirror actually play into this. This deck it does the dis, but it's not a huge deal. So I think because this has the Hawks, he's expecting me to play this one, which means he probably goes for Maria. I think I'd go for Sergeant. Wait, no, if he's playing... Either way, do I play... We'll go for Sergeant. I don't think I have a good matchup here either way. Let's go for Kong. Or Kai? I don't know how you say that one. Okay, well. This is where we all crash and burn in flames. We'll see. I think we wanted him to play this one, actually. I'm more scared of the disruption in the other deck. But I just don't know that we have much of a shot either way. Going first 2. This is not exactly a hand we want. Is it? What do we want? Drummer not pretty early would be pretty nice. And the Ganger. No. Oh, that's a starting hand. Go ahead and get a big boy down. Why did I pick this deck? It can just be so bad. Ooh, plays the Cauterize right away. I'll take that. Yeah, you can vapor in me. I don't care. Strop and Cauterize both being gone here is actually really big. We need to get our board going now. Can't play creatures. Fantastic. We'll go Mars anyways. Actually, I can play either house. Maybe we wait on Mars for the bigger Phlox'em play. Just do the Shield Smite. Getting the Mother Gun down doesn't sound bad. We'll go Sanctum. Dang it. Come on. We just tried this. Don't want to do it again. Unless he somehow deals exactly 4 damage. Then this is great. Sad thing is, neither of these turns get us to check now. We're 1 off either way, which is really hurts. 4 damage? Can you do 1 more? Please? You can just kill. That's unfortunate. Do we play the Grommet here? I want to so badly. We've come this far. We got the 1 stood against many and the Healing Blast. Alright. Yeah, it's against all flags. I don't even care because we're just gonna go for it. Okay, seize the 1 stood against many. There's a trade secrets for the steel. We are taxing, but can't play any creatures because of Grommet. I think he got us. We'll go to 7. I think we start pushing that here. There's a shard. There's an against all flags to steal 1. So we get the key. All right, we'll take that. Are there... We're safe with blue. Now we have to discard Brobnar creatures. Got a plan. We're sticking to it. It's not going well. Oh, he played creature. Oh, he killed it. I guess doing that when he had no creatures left on board was probably the wrong call. I could have thought that through more. It's fine. I just assumed he would play some creatures. Should have discarded the drum or not. Last turn. Alright, there's a Coward's End. You know what? We learned a valuable lesson here, didn't we? Just because you love something does not mean you should play it. I played it against did I play it against you? I think I played it against you. It did things. Oh, we got some damage on it. Oh, that's actually horrible. Oh, no. Guess I should reap with it, huh? And we gave him time to get all of his shards going. You know what? We at least have the burst now. And we have the combo. But we don't have the Spirit's Way because of course we can't draw it. I mean, with a Shard of Change, you can probably just get the check here. Okay, that's gonna be a hoist operation or something. Ooh, vendor and behemoth. We're gonna make him sweat a little bit. See if we can pull off the gang or not combo at least. Got back some interesting cards there. Oh no, are those the ones he swapped in? Because he can soul flags, it's gone. Oh, he's playing right into our trap, guys. I don't care about your red skies. Just don't go past 7. Please. Fight me. Fight me, I dare you. Yes. Oh, that has poison? Why does that have poison? What kind of a card is... Oh, he's got the pips. No! Why is there 1 pip there? Oh, we were so close. No. No, we weren't. What was the other? How'd they get the other amber? Man. I mean, we could have gatekeepered, but we don't have anything after that. Oh. I have Hypnotic Command, but that's not going to be enough. Because the deck can use the Gromid in casual games. Because people will just still play creatures. And then you get to one stood against many it into a bunch of stuff with the Potion of Invulnerability on. And then you just Spirits Way it. But you know what? My Spirits Way is still in the bottom 4. I mean, it took us a while to find this too, so I mean, what would we could have had actually a pretty decent Brobnar board. We drew into 2 hands of it in a row. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if we can actually win that one. It was funny at first, but now I'm going to be mad at myself for it the rest of the night. Yeah. Oh well, TKL's been fun, and honestly, I don't know if I have time the next couple weeks to play in a top cut bracket because we're moving and life is just going to be insane. So, I am sad. I shouldn't have played the Gromid, but it's okay. It was wanted to try it, but he's too good of a player for that by a lot. We still got 2 keys though, which is pretty impressive. So that means, yeah, he does now win the bracket. Yeah, that was the Shard of Pain damage was annoying. I mean, honestly, it still let me get to check with the second Healing Blast, which was funny, but yeah. It's interesting. It'd be interesting to rebuild my list after actually having played this. Honestly, this one might stay in. Like, it's just a deck that I haven't practiced with enough, and if I don't do stupid plays, it is actually at this level because there's a lot of decks with lower creature control. I think it is actually a really good deck. I think Orion. I just didn't play it a second time, but it's kind of. I need to think about what decks it's actually good into. It's really good into big board decks, and I think the problem is almost no one brought those, or if they did, they also had like TMTP stuff, which I think this deck just doesn't quite get around. Most people just brought high expected amber, which I honestly just don't really feel like I have a ton of decks to deal with that. Blonde Dark got banned a lot, probably because of this, but like honestly, I mean the deck can be good, but this deck can also be really clunky, so I don't even know if I'd bring that again. Let's do that. That sounds like a fun little send off for this. Not that next season is going to be this, but always want to take away some lessons learned. Oh, I don't want all my decks. Anyway, Worlds Collide, and I was also trying pretty hard to force like a 2/2/2 of the different sets. Oh, it's like I don't recognize these decks because it's everyone's decks in the whole world. Heralder is a deck I should play more. It does have the Trandinhkhang combo, double TMTP, but it's kind of like the one he was just playing, where it actually doesn't have very many ways to actually force the scaling amber control. So you're kind of actually just hoping that you outrace your opponent more than play into this, and I don't think this deck really outraces unless you get real lucky on the Trandinhkhang Chieftain, but things like double Wild Wormhole, I guess the double Igor maybe helps you get there, but I don't know, I just haven't practiced it enough. Baronet, way too low on the creature control. This is one I should probably test more. It does have the red Amber Drake, but no way to kill it in house. So you kind of have to set things up weird with like Return to Rebel or Kaboom to like kill this or get this like reshuffled. Like it also doesn't have like an in here somewhere or something. Like it's just pretty hit or miss whether you can set that up. And so there's also scary cards that make this not always good to play either. This might not have been the worst call. The Mars, not too crazy about it. Mayseller would go back in. That deck drew plenty of bans and is just pretty good. Dualum is an interesting one. Double Echo Fly with the goalkeeping means you have a pretty decent chance of setting up the rule of 6. Double Doctor means you're really forcing out a lot of their creature control, but there's no way to pop these from hand. And then the Skyborn is just garbage. Just so many creatures that don't do anything. This is another Amber Drake deck. This one is actually pretty fun, but it's very tricky because it has a lot of weird sort of random recursion to be able to put the yellow Amber Drake back. Same kind of thing, like the Mars is just really awkward where it doesn't really do the from hand stuff with no intentional discharge. You can also Ghost in the Sun your yellow Amber Drake, which is kind of fun. I don't know, this would be an interesting one. I'd probably test it again for something like this. Doppelmaggot. I really keep trying to make this one work because it feels like a pretty standard good deck from Amber Skies with like double Against All Flags and the Red Line, Black Tempest, double They Tell No Tales, but this Geistoid is just so clunky. It just does so little from hand. I like this one a lot. It's very cool. It's very difficult to make it actually do anything useful. I think that's where it Imps has real issues with, honestly, Amber control and creature control. Oppenheimer makes it back in. Lucky Rogue is probably one I should have brought in instead. This is one that can just take over games. 4 Yandelinks with Doctor, got Zip the Implanter, so you can do some fun stuff. Double Simwix the Bold with intentional discharge. And then you've also got the Shard of Courage, so you can maybe ready and fight with these. Triple Clip Wings. This is one I probably should have played. In testing, I've tried using this in like Archon and it hasn't gone well, but in 80 SAS cap, knowing you're not going against certain sets, this is probably a lot better. I don't know if I have another Amber Skies. Hildegard, my Worlds Collide just could be better. I need to buy some secondhand Worlds Collide or something. I like this deck when it goes off, but when it doesn't go off, it feels so clunky. Autobar would actually have been a really interesting one in this because a lot of people, again, were bringing high Amber Generation decks, not necessarily go wide. I'd have to be really careful, but this one the amber control and stuff, and the setup for the TMTP can be huge, so that would actually be a really interesting one. Several decent amber skies ones in here. I should practice with this one more. This one's really fun with double Narplet and then the Treasure Island stuff. Also like the Persephone, but I feel like it's a deck I need to practice more. But also, again, low creature control, so there's just a chance I get pretty behind board on some of these. Color Bearer, again, low on the creature control. Omiata should have been an interesting decision in Furnaces and Eddies, but there's not really much payoff for the Eddies. You don't have like your Graft or anything, and then the Brobnar is... I've seen worse Worlds Collide Brobnar, but it's not great. Blonde Dark we had in there. This one is oversassed. This one is very oversassed. 3 Stim Ragers. It's not going to do much for you. This is just kind of a pile of stuff. I don't know. Could have brought just another TMTP deck. Just again, because there was so much high amber generation, that maybe would have been the better way to go. This one also doesn't do too bad on the creature control. This one has no amber control. Doomruin has no creature control. Yeah. There's 1 or 2 things I could have swapped out, but I don't know that this lineup changes too much with this set combination. I think that's kind of the important thing, is I have other lower SAS decks that I really like. Not all of them are in these sets. Aja is one I probably should have considered too. It's kind of an all-arounder. Can build a really sticky board. Even though the protection seems low, but it seems like it actually can be a lot better than that. Tariri's a really fun one. Or I could have just brought a Heart of the Forest deck to make people ban it, just so none of us get to play that. Have to play that. Interesting. I actually almost wonder if like an Epic Quest deck has a place in 80 Sascap. Might just be too much still. Especially if you can ban like artifact control and stuff. That could have been really interesting. Especially a double Epic Quest deck. I don't know. It's fine. That's still a very fun little league. Thanks, Zoc, for putting it on, and good luck, Trandinhkhang. I can never know how to say that. In Top Cut. Excited to see what happens there. I don't know if Zoc is going to be streaming some of those or how that'll go, but should be fun to watch. But thank y'all for hanging out. Zoc and Quick Draw if you're still here. But we'll see you next time. Not sure when my next stream will be. Like I said, we are, if you can see the boxes behind me, we're moving. So gonna be doing that for the next couple weeks. So it might not be a lot of Keyforge stuff. Once we move, we'll probably try and do something with Magic Deck again, especially if we start getting close to Prophetic Visions, which who knows? Who knows when we'll have that in hand. Someday. But we'll definitely do some live opening and playing of that when it comes out, which will be really fun. Excited for that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a great weekend.